Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
I'm Coach James.
And I'm Coach Brittany.
We're here to give you the truth about health and fitness.
No gimmicks, no bullshit, just facts. And we're back. This week, we're going to talk about gym etiquette. Last week, we talked about how to get started, but what happens then? The gym can be an intimidating place when you don't know what you're doing or understand gym etiquette. So today we are going to go over the unwritten rules of the gym, and hopefully that will help you feel more confident walking in the doors.
So we put our two heads together and we've come up with 8 laws of the land.
I like that. Laws of the land.
Laws of the land.
So these are not in any particular order of importance. They're all equally important. So we're just going to read them off as we wrote them because we have bullet points today. We're prepared.
Yes, she officially made me get pen and paper, so this is actually coming off paper. Number 1, we're going to go with number 1 of re-rack your weights.
This is such a huge pet peeve of mine. Like, if you're in the gym and you're loading up barbells or machines with tons of plates and you are not courteous enough to take them off and put them back where you found them, you're an asshole. Plain and simple. Like, if you, maybe you need to lower the weights or something so that you have enough strength to take the plates back off. But it's just common courtesy to re-rack your weights.
That right. That right. Plus, whoever comes up behind you and is going to need that weight, they won't know where to find it. If it's a dumbbell and there's only one set of those 15-pound dumbbells and now they're missing. Who knows where they are? They're on the other side of the gym. They rolled up under somewhere. Also, it's not the gym staff's job really to pick up after you.
Yeah, we're all adults. We all know how to pick up after ourselves. Show respect in the gym. You're there using equipment. Yes, you pay a membership, but it's just common courtesy to put the equipment back, rack your weights when you're done using it.
Exactly. So speaking of the dumbbell rack, Brittany, can you read number 2?
So the next one, since we're talking about equipment, we are not going to lift weights right in front of the dumbbell rack. This area gets crowded because people are coming and going and they're trying to grab their weights that they need for the next exercise. Just take a few steps back, step back a few feet, back by the benches so that the dumbbell rack is clear.
Exactly. I mean, you doing one set, standing there is possibly blocking 3 to 4 other people from getting the equipment that they need. It's also a safety issue. So, just take a few steps back, do what you got to do, and then put them back in the rack when you're finished.
Perfect. So, touching further on equipment, don't curl in the squat rack.
That's the curl rack.
It's a squat rack, okay? There's plenty of mirrors and areas that you can curl with heavy weights. You don't have to take up the few squat racks that there are in a gym for your curls. There's plenty of space to do curls.
Well, and it kills me too because you look over and they're holding this 45-pound bar with a 5-pound weight on each side doing curls.
Just grab a 30-pound dumbbell or a 25-pound dumbbell and do your curls with that instead.
Exactly.
Or there's easy bars, the easy curl bars. Grab one of those and stand in front of the mirror somewhere and curl that.
Yeah, because it's called the easy curl bar does not make it easy by any means. All right, that's going to take us to number 4. And this is a good rule for life in general. Number 4 is practice good hygiene.
Yeah, the gym, we're in there busting our asses, sweating. It can get stinky in there. Nobody wants to smell your stank ass BO, dirty feet. Just practice good hygiene. Put deodorant on before you go to the gym. Don't bathe yourself in perfume or cologne because nobody wants to choke on that while they're working out either.
No, and I get it. Some people come to the gym after a long day at work. That's completely understandable. But when you change into your gym clothing, maybe do a little washy off. I mean, you have a good idea if you smell. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
I don't think some people do realize though, because it's such a common thing. Like it's something that we see. We're like, damn, did you smell that? Like, is that me? Like you're doing a little smell check on yourself.
I guess. I'm just an overachiever. I like to shower, a couple times a day and make sure that I don't stink. But, to each his own. All right, so we'll go ahead and skip over to number 5. You know what? I'm tired of reading.
Okay, so number 5, be courteous to others in the gym. This is a shared space. Equipment is shared. Time, like everybody has a time limit that they're on in the gym. Be courteous of others. Don't sit there for several minutes in between sets playing on your phone, especially during peak hours when other people are waiting to use equipment. I think that's just rude. Like, do your work, move on.
Yeah, and also be patient too, because when you're on the machine, definitely take advantage of that time. Don't waste any downtime so that somebody else can use it. But if you are waiting, be somewhat patient if you can. And if you are really crunched for time, you can always ask that person if you can work in with them.
Yeah.
Working in, it just means that you're sharing the equipment, taking turns, so you can both do it at that time.
But don't just make the assumption, be like, hey, how many sets do you have left? And if they're like, oh, I got blah, blah, blah sets left, just be like, hey, do you mind if I work in with you? Most people in the gym will say, no, that's fine. And you just take your turns. Like you do a set, they do a set. You do a set, they do a set.
Right, because changing the weights on like a plate stack is nothing. It's not like on a squat rack where you're taking, big 45s off and down.
Yeah, it's just a pin that moves up and down.
Exactly.
And all right. It's super easy to make that change.
All right, it's my turn to talk. James says number 6 is wipe your machines out. Ooh.
The gym is full of bacteria. We know this. Okay. But not just that, but people get staph from gyms. Wiping your stuff down, it's just such a small step to show your respect to others.
And almost every gym has paper towels, sanding rinse, ready to go. I mean, it's just a one swipe, 2 swipe, you're done. And it just, it shows respect to the person who's coming after you.
Yeah. And nobody wants to go to the bench and see a sweaty ball sack imprint on the bench that they're about to use. That's going to make you want to go wipe it down. So just be courteous of others.
Yeah, there's ass prints all over the gym. So yeah, just wipe it off. It's all good. If you're training hard, you're going to sweat, and just clean up after yourself.
And that's okay. It's okay to sweat, and sweat's going to happen. There's going to be sweat imprints on the equipment you use. Just take the time to sanitize it for the next person.
Sweaty nut sack. Here you go. Your turn.
Oh, okay. So this is a big one, and I feel like it's a big reason why people get intimidated to come into the gym anyways. And this one is respect others' privacy. If you're recording videos, don't record other people in your videos. Watching other people in the gym, it's not for your entertainment. You shouldn't be recording videos or taking pictures of other people working out to make fun of them. Mm. You actually shouldn't be taking pictures or videos of other people at all without their explicit permission. Mm. And I see this on social media all the time, and it pisses me off because I will see people post videos of others in the gym working out, and for whatever reason, they're picking on them or they're talking shit instead of just being a good gym person and hey man, do you need help, or offering help, or just keeping your mouth shut sometimes.
Yeah, this is a big one for me because I've seen, like you said, on social media, people taking videos, putting it on whatever social media platform, and I do not agree with it at all. I normally stay in my lane. On this one, I do not. I have no problem reporting somebody, screenshotting it, sending it to that gym to let them know what's going on and make sure that does not continue.
We want to keep the gym a safe place for everybody, and we don't want anyone to feel intimidated because of the stuff that they see on social media.
Yeah, I mean, we're all there to get better in some form or fashion. Whatever has brought them to the gym, whether they're into CrossFit, if they're into bodybuilding, whether they're into whatever, powerlifting, I don't care. Everyone is there just to improve themselves and uplift each other. That's my goal. And if I ever see that, like, it's just not going to happen around me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way. And also furthering on that, like, don't be a creeper. Don't just, like, if you see a woman on the adduction machine, like, don't sit there and stare at them while they're doing an exercise. Like, again, we want to make this a safe place for everybody. And when you're sitting there staring at somebody doing an exercise that, could potentially, like, be perceived as, like, a provocative type exercise, like, you're just making them uncomfortable.
Yeah. You're making everybody uncomfortable. This conversation's uncomfortable.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, because it even happens to men, too. This is not just women. It happens to everybody. Gender, sex, whatever you want to call it. There's always someone who is making inappropriate eye contact or gestures. Like, it's not a place for that.
Yeah. Like, I know personally, like, I do hip thrusts in the gym, and I've been doing hip thrusts in the gym for a while. And every now and then, like, there'll be that one person that wants to stare at me while I'm doing it. And, not everyone's like me, and they're not going to stare back as hard and just, like, thrust even harder. But that's me. Somebody else might just stop doing their workout because they feel so uncomfortable.
Right. But so if you're listening to this and you take a trip to the gym, you join, and there you come across this, do not hesitate to speak to the staff and let them know what is going on, so that they can handle it. Because if you try to handle something like that, personally, it could get out of hand. That's what the staff is for. That's what, gym owners are for, and let them handle that.
Yeah, that's good. So, rule number 8.
My turn. You hogging the microphone, dog. Number 8, do not interrupt someone. Seriously? Okay.
Do not interrupt someone in the middle of their set.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I got to finish reading. But that was a little coincidental. Don't interrupt someone in the middle of their set. Ooh.
So that's a big one, because, like, you'll be in it, you'll be, like, getting it on your set, and then next thing you know, here comes, like, Chatty Cathy. No offense to any Cathys listening, but, somebody who just wants to talk your ear off or whatever. Like, we're there with our headphones on, head down, like, we're grinding this out because we have X amount of time to get our workout done. Like, don't interrupt in the middle of a set. If you have something to ask, wait until they're done and then ask them. And that goes for, like, equipment too. Like, if you're asking somebody, hey, are you done with this? Like, don't ask them in the middle of a set.
Right. And a lot of times you can do little hand gestures. That's what I do. Little hand wiggle, and I get a thumbs up or down. I point at things. So
little head nod too.
Little head nod. But yeah, I mean, don't interrupt anyone. That should be just given. I mean, you're approaching someone who's probably taking way too much caffeine and is dealing with some stuff. So be careful, be warned, keep it short and sweet.
So I think that about wraps up gym etiquette basics. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few that I forgot. You can always tune into our next episode, and I'll add them in as we go.
Squirrel. Next week, we're going to be going over gym lingo. So basically, what do certain terms mean? And this can be confusing when you're first starting out. So it's going to be a good episode for beginners to learn what all the different words mean in your workout programming. So until next time.
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. Thanks for listening to Macros, Mindset, and Muscles. Until next time.
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. We're out.